Right. You know, I am well aware of people's cynicism about, movies that are supposedly based on true stories. More so with the horror genre. When a movie like Argo comes along, no one kind of questions that. People kind of go along with it and go, "Oh yeah, 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 that's right, right." But when it comes to the horror genre, I think it's been diluted so much. In recent years, a lot of movies just say it's based on true story just for the sake of marketing, and so coming into this. I was very mindful of that, and I wanted to wear the based on the true story label with pride. I wanted to be proud of it. I wanted to, I wanted it to be a badge of honor that I can really stand by. And so, one of the things we did very early on was we wanted to, reach out to Lorraine and the parents as much as we could. And so that way then, the voices that we get to put into the movie are the voices of the real life people. Well, why that? Because they're such great actors. I mean, first and foremost, that's who they are. They're such talented people, and also you believe them as everyday people too. They bring so much depth to the characters, and they when you watch it, you're not taken out of the movie. Because they become the characters. That's what I love about Patrick. Patrick has the looks and acting chop of like a great leading man, but when he plays a character like this, he just kind of like buries himself into it, kind of like old school Johnny Depp in a lot of ways, right? And that's why we all love Johnny Depp, because he's a character actor trapped in a leading man's body, and that's how I kind of feel too with my actors here, and I'm very fortunate to have them in this movie. And Patrick and Vera were very instrumental in wanting to be as respectful to the real people as they could, and same with Ron and Lily as well. But I think it was a bit trickier with for Patrick and Vera, just because the Warrens have have a public image, right? They're out there, people know who they are, and so they want it to be cool to that as well. I wanted to get as much information as I could from them, but not to the point where it kind of hinders me making the movie I wanted to make, right? And so I kind of, in a lot of ways, use my writers as surrogate. Like they're the ones that would kind of like get in there. I'll tell them, go, ask them about this, ask them about that, right? Because I want to know, right? But I kind of like, sometimes, like early on, I was actually a bit frightened. I was a bit nervous. I wasn't sure if I could meet Lorraine, but when I finally did, I was pleasantly surprised at how charming and how lovely she was. And then it was very easy then. And then, then it became very easy for me to know how I wanted to portray her. I would love to build my own mythology here and say, crazy stuff happened on set, crazy, scary stuff. But the truth of the matter is, it was a really happy set. Like everyone had so much fun making the movie. My philosophy is, like making movies are very difficult, and it should be fun, and especially something with a subject matter like this that is so dark and so it can be so frightening. I don't know. I think that's better left on the screen than behind the camera. Not so much during the shooting, but at the start of production, when I was designing the movie, when I was working on the script with the Hayes brothers, and even talking with Vera as well about how we wanted to really show Lorraine and Ed. There were moments in there where the movie really got into our head early into production. I remember Vera was telling me that she would keep waking up at about 3 a.m. in the morning, which ties into a particular plot point in the film. And so I think some of that stuff just kind of, from the pages, it kind of like found its way into our heads. But luckily, yeah, there was nothing more than that.